Welcome to my class 12 physics chapter that is alternating current, and today we will discuss about AC voltage applied to a resistor, or that is also known as AC circuit containing a resistor only, or we say that is a purely resistive AC circuit. In case of a purely resistive AC circuit, first we draw its circuit diagram. Then we will calculate instantaneous value of current. Instantaneous current. Next, phase difference. Phase difference between alternating EMF and alternating current. Then you draw the phasor diagram. Next you draw the graph between E and I versus omega t. Omega t means that is the phase. Next we calculate the instantaneous power consumed. Or that is also known as instantaneous power dissipated. That is also known as instantaneous power dissipated. Same thing. Dissipated means power consumed. And the last one, we will calculate the average power. Average power consumed or dissipated. First thing, that is the circuit diagram. We draw the circuit diagram. Suppose these are the external wires, and here a resistor is connected. This one is the resistor, and the resistance of this resistor we write suppose R. And these are the external wires, and here a alternating voltage is applied. This is the symbol for alternating voltage or alternating current in a circuit, and these are the external wires. Now circuit is closed, and this applied EMF we write that is E is equal to E0 sin omega t. Here E is known as the instantaneous value. E is known as the instantaneous value of EMF. E0, that is known as the peak value. E0 is known as the peak value. Omega, you know, omega is known as the angular velocity, or that is also known as angular frequency. And omega t is known as the phase. Clear? And this one is the circuit diagram, and in this circuit only a resistor is there, and its resistance we write R. So that this type of circuit diagram is known as a purely resistive AC circuit. This is a purely resistive AC circuit. Next we calculate the instantaneous value of current. Instantaneous value of alternating EMF is given, and from this expression we will calculate the instantaneous value of current given, that is E is equal to E0 sin omega t. We know this value, clear? And we know Ohm's law, that is V is equal to I multiplied by R. Here V means potential difference, and here in place of this potential difference alternating EMF is there, E, so that in place of V we write E is equal to I multiplied by R. That means this expression becomes, in place of E we write that is I R is equal to E0 sin omega t. That implies I is equal to, we take R to the right hand side, this is E0 by R multiplied by sin omega t. That implies I is equal to, what is E0 by R? E0 by R, that is the peak value of current from this expression. Here also I write, that implies we take R to the left hand side, this is E by R is equal to I. If in place of E we write E0, in place of I we write I0. That means in place of E0 by R simply we write I0. This is the peak value of current. So that in place of E0 by R we write that is I0 sin omega t, and this is the expression of instantaneous alternating current. Instantaneous value of alternating EMF is given. This is the alternating EMF that is applied to the circuit, and this is the expression for alternating current. Clear? Now we compare equation 1 and 2. If we compare equation 1 and 2, look at the equation. In equation 1 phase is omega t. In equation 2 here also phase is omega t. That means both alternating EMF and alternating current both are in the same phase. So that we write from these two equations we write, in case of a purely resistive circuit, resistive AC circuit, both alternating EMF and current are in same phase. Both are in same phase. Clear? Then we draw the phasor diagram. And here we take two axes. Suppose this one is the y axis and this one is the x axis, and this point, that is the origin, we write O. And here we know the equation for EMF, that is E is equal to E0 sin omega t, and you know the equation of current, that is I is equal to I0 into sin omega t. First we draw the voltage phasor, or that is also known as EMF phasor, and you know the phasor means that is a rotating vector. Suppose this one is the EMF phasor, we write that is EMF phasor, and your phase is omega t, so that this angle we write that is omega t, and this is the maximum value. For this maximum value we write that is the peak value. For peak value we write E0, this one. Clear? Then another phasor is there, that is known as the current phasor, and you draw the current phasor. Suppose this one is the current phasor. For current phasor, here also, for current phasor, here also phase is the same thing, that is omega t, because for current phasor, phase is omega t. For EMF phasor, phase is also omega t. That means both current phasor and voltage phasor or EMF phasor, both are in same phase. And this one is known as the current phasor. This is known as the current phasor. Clear? And this is the maximum value or this is the peak value. So that this peak value we write here, that is I0. And this one is the phasor diagram. Because in this diagram two phasors are there. One is EMF phasor, another is a current phasor. So that this is known as the phasor diagram. Clear? Next we draw the graph. Graph between E and I versus omega t. Graph between E and I versus omega t. And same thing, we take two axes. Suppose this one is your y axis, or that is also known as, we write that is EMF axis or current axis. And we take another axis, second axis, suppose that is your x axis. And in x axis, we take suppose omega t. Omega t is the phase angle. Clear? And this point, that is the half cycle. For half cycle, we write pi. Up to this is the full cycle. Full cycle means phase angle is equal to 2 pi. This point we write that is pi by 2. Clear? And suppose maximum value of the EMF, suppose this one. This is the maximum value of the EMF in the positive side, and this is the maximum value of the EMF in the negative side. Clear? And for maximum value, we write that is E0. And you know the equation? Equation is equal to E is equal to E0 sin omega t. Phase is omega t. Or you also write omega t plus 0. And your plus 0, this plus 0, that is known as the initial phase. This plus 0 is known as the initial phase. That means initial phase of EMF, that is 0. That means EMF or alternating voltage starting from 0. This point is the origin, or we write here phase is equal to 0. Here initial phase is 0. So that EMF starting from this point, we draw the graph for the EMF. This is the maximum value or peak value of the EMF. Here also this is the maximum value. This is the graph for the positive side. And this is the graph for the negative side. And this is the maximum value of EMF. This maximum value EMF we write E0. Clear? Then you know the instantaneous current, equation for instantaneous current, that is I is equal to I0 sin omega t. Sin omega t means, we write here also sin omega t plus 0. That means in case of the current, here also initial phase is 0. That means current is also starting from the same point, same origin. And here, suppose this one is the maximum value of current in the positive side, and this is the maximum value of the current in the negative side. Now you draw the graph. This is for current, this is for positive half cycle, and this is for negative half cycle, and this is the maximum value of current. And this maximum value of current we write that is I0. This is the graph. This is the graph between alternating EMF and omega t, and also current versus omega t, because both are in the same phase. both are in the same phase, so that starting point of both EMF and current are same. Clear? Then we will calculate the instantaneous value of power consumed. We write instantaneous power consumed, or that is also known as dissipated. And you know Joule's law of heating effect. You know Joule's law of heating effect in chapter current electricity. What is that? Suppose you take a conductor or you take a resistor and current is flowing through the conductor or resistor. Then if current is flowing through a conductor or a resistor, then heat is produced, and the amount of heat produced, you know, that is H. H is equal to I square R T. You know this expression. Here I is the current, R is the resistance, T is the time. Then what is the power? For power P, we write heat produced divided by time T. So that we write I square R T divided by time T. T cancel. Simply we write power P is equal to I square multiplied by R. This is the expression for power consumed, and here we will calculate the instantaneous value of power consumed at any instant of time t. This is the mathematical expression, and we use this expression. Clear? So that we write from Joule's law of heating effect, we get instantaneous power P is equal to I square multiplied by R. That implies instantaneous power consumed in place of I, you know the expression, that is the instantaneous current, and I is equal to I0 sin omega t. So that in place of I, we write I0 sin omega t square of this multiplied by R. That implies power P is equal to I0 square sin square omega t multiplied by R, and we write instantaneous power consumed is equal to I0 square R multiplied by sin square omega t. This is the expression for instantaneous power consumed in a purely resistive circuit. This is the expression for instantaneous power consumed. Clear? And here we will calculate the average power consumed. Why? Because here look at the figure. Here magnitude of the current is not constant. Initially magnitude of current is 0, then magnitude of current is gradually increased. At this point this is maximum. Again magnitude of the current is gradually decreased. That means if magnitude of current is vary with time, so that power consumed at any instant of time is not constant, that is also variable. And in case of a variable, simply we will calculate its average value for a full cycle. Full cycle means from 0 up to 2 pi, because for full cycle phase angle is equal to 2 pi. That means from this point to this point we will calculate the average power consumed or average power dissipated in a purely resistive AC circuit. Clear? This is your instantaneous power supplied. Next we calculate its average power supplied. Or we write average power dissipated, or that is also known as average power consumed. And for average power consumed we write that is P bar. P bar is known as the average power dissipated, that is the symbol of average power dissipated. We write that is equal to average of I0 square r sin square omega t, average of I0 square r sin square omega t. Clear? This is equal to, we write average power is equal to average of I0 square r. What is sin square omega t? Here we put the trigonometric formula. You know this formula, cos of twice theta is equal to 1 minus twice of sin square theta. You know this formula. From this formula we take 2 sin square theta to the left hand side, 2 sin square theta is equal to 1 minus we take cos 2 theta to the right hand side. That implies twice of, simply we write sin square theta is equal to, we take 2 to the right hand side, this is 1 minus cos 2 theta divided by 2. That implies sin square, here in place of theta omega t is there, so that we write sin square omega t, we take half as a common, remaining is equal to, here 1 is there, minus cos twice in place of theta we write omega t. That means in place of sin square omega t we write this equation. Clear? So that average power consumed is equal to average of I0 square r, and here we write that is sin square omega t. In place of sin square omega t we put this equation, that is multiplied by half, that is 1 minus cos twice omega t. Clear? That implies we write average power consumed here in the right hand side. Look at the equation, I0 square r, that is constant, because I0 is the peak value that is always remain constant for a given circuit, and R is the resistance, that is also constant, half is a constant, 1 is a constant, only variable is cos 2 omega t, because your time is there, time is not constant, so that only variable is a cos 2 omega t, and here we will calculate only the average of cos 2 omega t, so that we write average power consumed is equal to, or average power dissipated, that is I0 square r multiplied by half, same thing, multiplied by 1 minus, we calculate average of cos 2 omega t. Average of cos 2 omega t means this is the symbol, average of cos 2 omega t. Clear? This is the formula. And what is the average of cos 2 omega t? What is the average of cos 2 omega t? Suppose in a classroom or inside the classroom 50 students are there, and you know mass of all the 50 students are not same. If the mass of all the 50 students not same, then in that case we will calculate its average value. How? Simply we add mass of all the 50 students divided by total number of students. That means sum of mass of all the 50 students divided by total number of students, that is the average value. Similarly here also we calculate the average value of cos 2 omega t. How? Here we write, we add the value of cos 2 omega t for a full cycle. Add means that is sum means that is integration, that means integration of cos twice omega t for a full cycle, that is from 0 to t, divided by, just like your mass of all the 50 students, that is divided by total number of students, here also divided by total time is equal to, that is t, that is the time period, and this is the average value. This is the average value of cos 2 omega t, so that in place of average value of cos 2 omega t we put this equation. Clear? So that the equation becomes we write that implies average power consumed is equal to, this is I0 square R divided by 2 multiplied by 1 minus, in place of this we write this one, this is 1 by T integration from 0 to T cos twice omega T dt. That implies average power dissipated is equal to I0 square R divided by 2 multiplied by 1 minus 1 by T. What is the integration of cos 2 omega T? You know integration of cos theta, that is sin theta. So that in place of this we write that is sin, in place of theta 2 omega T is there. So that we write that is twice omega T divided by, here 2 omega is extra, so that divided by twice omega. This is the integration of cos 2 omega T. We write from 0 to T. Clear? And sin 2 omega T, you know the value of sin 2 omega T, because in place of omega, you know this equation, omega is the angular velocity, and you know the formula for angular velocity, that is angular displacement divided by time t, and for a full cycle, angular displacement, that is twice pi divided by, for a full cycle time taken is the time period. So that in place of omega we write 2 pi divided by t, so that this expression becomes, we write average power consumed is equal to I0 square R divided by 2 multiplied by 1 minus 1 by T. Here also we take 2 omega outside, we write here that is T multiplied by 2 omega, remaining is equal to sin 2 omega T, lower limit is 0, upper limit is capital T. That implies average power consumed is equal to I0 square R divided by 2 multiplied by 1 minus 1 divided by 2 omega T inside the bracket. In place of omega we write that is 2 pi by T, so that we write sin twice of, in place of omega we write twice pi divided by T, then in place of T first we put the upper limit is capital T multiplied by capital T, then minus sin twice of, in place of omega we write 2 pi divided by T multiplied by, in place of T we put the lower limit is equal to 0, and this is T cancel, this is sin 4 pi, you know the value of sin 4 pi, because sin 4 pi same as sin 2 pi same as sin 0, and sin 0 is equal to 0. Here also this is sin 0, that is also 0, 0 minus 0, 0, so that this term is 0. Clear? Only remaining is equal to, we write average power dissipated is equal to I0 square divided by 2 multiplied by R. That implies average power dissipated, we write just like this, I0 divided by root 2 square of this multiplied by R. This is the final expression of average power consumed for a full cycle, and you know the value of I0 divided by root 2, I0 by root 2, that is the root mean square value of current. So that in place of I0 divided by root 2 we write that is IRMS square multiplied by R. This is another expression for power consumed in terms of root mean square value, and we also write average power consumed is equal to, this one is equal to, we write just like this, IRMS multiplied by IRMS multiplied by R. That implies average power consumed is equal to, we write IRMS multiplied by in place of this, here we put the Ohm's law. Ohm's law is equal to I into R, that is V. So that in place of I into R, we write V, and here in place of V, we write E. So that in place of this, we write that is E R M S. And this is the final expression of average power dissipated. Average power dissipated in case of a purely resistive AC circuit, and this is all about your AC circuit containing resistor only. And in the next class we will discuss about AC circuit containing inductor only, that means in place of resistor here we connect a inductor. So that AC circuit containing inductor only we will discuss in the next class, and thank you.